Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, staring into a vast, endless void. There's no bridge, no safety net, just the unknown. Every instinct screams at you to step back. But what if real freedom meant stepping forward? Not because you're certain something will catch you, but because you trust that it will. That's Kierkegaard's leap of faith, a concept so bold it flips our entire idea of logic and certainty on its head. Søren Kierkegaard, a 19th century Danish philosopher, wasn't interested in abstract academic debates. He wanted something deeper. How do we actually live? How do we find meaning in a world filled with uncertainty? Born in 1813, he lived through a time when reason was king. The Enlightenment had placed logic above all else, and Hegelian philosophy was shaping European thought, claiming history moved in a rational, inevitable path toward absolute knowledge. But Kierkegaard wasn't convinced. He believed life's deepest truths couldn't be neatly packaged into logical systems. Instead of looking outward for grand theories, he turned inward, toward the raw, messy, and deeply personal experience of being human. Think about love. You can analyze brain chemistry, evolutionary instincts, social conditioning, but at the end of the day, love isn't something you prove, it's something you experience. The same goes for faith. Kierkegaard argued that if we try to build belief purely on logic, we'll never get there, because logic craves certainty, and faith demands risk. His most famous work, Fear and Trembling, explores this through the biblical story of Abraham and Isaac. Abraham is commanded by God to sacrifice his son, Isaac. From a rational perspective, this is absurd, even monstrous, yet Abraham proceeds not because of reason, but because of faith. He takes what Kierkegaard calls the leap of faith, moving beyond ethics and logic into an absurd trust in the divine. But here's where it gets interesting. Kierkegaard didn't see faith as blind ignorance. He saw it as the highest form of courage. Faith, he argued, isn't about having all the answers. It's about embracing the unknown despite uncertainty. He contrasted this with what he called the aesthetic and ethical modes of existence. The aesthetic life is one of pleasure-seeking and avoidance of responsibility. The ethical life is one of duty and moral reasoning, but neither is enough. True fulfillment comes only in the religious life, where one surrenders entirely to faith, embracing the absurd and finding true meaning beyond human reason. Think about an artist starting a masterpiece. They don't know it will turn out great, but they believe in the process. They move forward, brushstroke by brushstroke, without a guarantee. That's faith. It's stepping into the unknown with conviction, even when logic screams at you to stop. In our hyper-rational, data-driven world, we crave certainty. We want answers, but Kierkegaard warns us, if you demand absolute proof before making a move, you'll never truly live. Whether it's pursuing a dream, trusting someone, or finding purpose, some leaps can't be calculated, they have to be taken. Modern psychology supports Kierkegaard's insights. Studies on existential anxiety show that humans struggle with uncertainty, often seeking control through rigid reasoning. However, research on acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, suggests that embracing uncertainty rather than resisting it leads to greater well-being. Kierkegaard's idea of faith over logic aligns with these findings. True growth comes from stepping into discomfort, not eliminating it. So, back to the cliff. Do you step forward? Not because the numbers add up, but because something deeper in you knows this is the only way to truly fly. Faith over logic, it's not irrational, it's just beyond reason.